Hey guys! So this is my first video for Bio 196 since the other two have been for Chem 140. I've only tutored, this is only like my second semester tutoring it, but last semester the most commonly asked question I had for Unit 3 of Bio was, what's the difference between phloem and xylem? So that's what I'm here to discuss today. So first important part of like phloem and xylem is knowing that both are cells. So these are actually a part of the 5 main cells that you guys will need to know for your exam. So just kind of add that there for you guys. However, they do differ a little bit because phloem is alive. Xylem, however, is dead. So what I mean by that is, as I already mentioned, they're both cell types, but xylem upon getting mature dies off. So it's just a hollow dead thing. Phloem is actually like alive and transporting stuff like via its living tissue, if that makes sense. Xylem does not do that. So xylem will normally move things like along a plant in 2 main ways. The first one is the tracheid, and the second way is through vessels. Now, normally vessels are a part of the tracheid, but your guys' professor included them separately, so I figured I would do the same. So, kind of to show you guys what that would look like, I'm going to go over here and just look up tracheids in plants. So kind of try to get you some good ideas. So this is definitely a good one because this is the tracheid, and it's just like this little thing that helps carry the water and minerals. And then this is a vessel member. Normally there are slightly... here we go. So tracheids are longer and thinner. Normally in non-flowering plants, vessels are wider, cylindrical, and joined at perforation plates. So kind of like what Google says here, tracheids are elongated, lignified dead xylem cells in vascular plants that transport water and dissolve minerals while providing structural support. So kind of to give you guys an idea of what this would look like, I'm going to attempt to draw on my laptop, so we're going to see how that goes. So basically you'll have this pointy thing that is dead and carrying water. And then this will be touching the cell walls or stem walls, so that's what these lines represent here. So thanks to negative pressure, which you guys will learn a little bit more later on, and I can even do another video on, and a few other functions of plants, this tracheid will basically hold the water. It'll act as a capsule for water and minerals and then move up the plant. So if that doesn't make sense, just let me know in the comments and I can try to explain it a little bit better. Try to get past that beautiful drawing. So phloem, on the other hand, is actually cells that are connected. So if I draw little plant cells, that's a little wonky, but you guys get the idea. There's going to be little cells. So in these cells for phloem, since they're alive, there's going to be something called a sieve tube, which is kind of just these tubes that will be in the living cell itself. This will hold water. Now the thing that makes these different from the tracheid and the xylem is that it's not just pushing up phloem, it's also not water, but it can go both directions, and this is for nutrients. Specifically sugars, and the reason I'm counting sugar as nutrients is because I know a lot of humans would be oh, sugars are bad, it's not nutrients. Technically though, Sugar, specifically glucose in humans, is required for cellular respiration, so yes, it would be sugar that is like traveling up and down the phloem. And this happens just by it's contained in the cells, and then it goes through something called a sieve plate, which will be in between each cell, and it just travels on through that. So basically, the sieve plate you can think of as like a little pore, like a kind of think of it almost as like a plate with holes in it that allows the the nutrients to travel from one cell into another. And one way to remember that phloem is up and down, unlike xylem, think of the, let me go back to, that didn't work. There we go. So go back to what phloem starts with. It starts with a P. Oh, you cannot see that apparently if I do it in yellow. Try that again. There we go. So another word that starts with a P is preliminary. And normally the word preliminary relates to your heart. Your heart has to pump blood, which can include nutrients in it. Think about like your red blood cells have iron that could count as a nutrient in some cases, at the very least a coenzyme which helps with your nutrient absorption. But your heart pumps blood up and down your body. Phloem pumps nutrients up and down a plant. And then also with this, something that's super important is just kind of knowing like not only their functions and how they differ, but where they occur. So they are in the vascular system of plants, which hopefully you guys can see that. I know the photo, or like the little drawing here is kind of taking up some space. But they occur in the vascular system. So basically, if I go and draw something else for you guys, say that you cut a like stem in half and face it towards you. So this is the stem. In the center of the stem, you're going to see like this white circle, and that is going to be pith. So pith is a part of the vascular system as well, and it is mostly there for water and sugar storage, sort of like the hump on a camel's back is how you could think of it. But then within the pith, there's going to be these like almost oval shaped things. So this side's going to be the phloem, and then in the pith is going to be the xylem. And they're both kind of separated by like this pith line here. So P stands for phloem, and then X, which you can't unfortunately see that well, stands for xylem. So there's probably a better image I can show you guys, actually. Phloem and xylem. Yeah, so here we go. This is kind of what I was trying to draw. So you're going to have the vascular bundle, which is phloem and xylem together, but right here you'll have the pith, and then you'll have the xylem kind of on the inside, and then a little divider, and then the phloem. And I believe that's honestly everything you guys need to know. Again, just to like repeat, phloem is for nutrients up and down. Xylem, however, is just up, and it's for water and minerals. I would like to emphasize the and minerals part because a lot of people seem to forget that is water and minerals. So I hope this was helpful. If you have any suggestions for what my next video should be, leave it in the comments. Bye, guys!